IonQ has lost nearly half of its value after one of the biggest rallies in the quantum computing sector. The question now isn't whether the stock has fallen, it's whether this is finally the bottom or if another massive leg lower is coming. In today's technical analysis, we're going to look at every major time frame from the monthly chart all the way down to the 15-minute to identify the key support levels, the price that buyers must reclaim, and whether IonQ still has a realistic path back towards $50 or even $70. Let's jump into the monthly chart. And right now the price of IonQ is at $34.68. The last time I made an episode, we were in June and we were at $73.65. As you can see, we ended up June with a big red candle, and now the month of July we have another big red candle that made us lose this 21 moving average, which is currently at $42.29. Now this candle closes pretty much in 9 days, and if it closes like this, it's going to be pretty bearish. This is looking to me like a head and shoulder pattern: left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And if we end up closing underneath the 21 moving average, we could see a gap here in the VRVP. This could easily drop us down to this node. We could see here that the next logical thing would be possibly testing here at $29, which was where this last candle was. And if we lose that, we fall down to this 50 moving average, which is at $22.96. The RSI right now is trying to hold above the 50. If we could do that, maybe we could rebound back up. The stochastics RSI, we're on the way up, but I'm starting to see some curvature like if we want to roll over. On the weekly chart, we see that we lost the 50 on the RSI. The stochastics RSI still need to reset. We lost all the major moving averages, and it looks like we're headed down towards this 200 moving average at $24.09. This is crazy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be the 8th red week in a row if we end up closing another red candle. Eventually, we would have to get some type of a rally up. So this is kind of resembling to me like this could be a possible falling wedge. We could still have more downside to go. We could have another red candle and possibly get to this 200 moving average. But then I think eventually we could run it back up, and maybe this will give us a move back up eventually to about $75. Obviously, in order for that to happen, we have to start reclaiming these moving averages, and especially this 50 moving average at $47.91. Until we reclaim this 50 moving average on the weekly, to me, we are in a bear market for IonQ. We head over to the 3-day chart. We see that the stochastics are starting to reset, but we still have to round out here a little bit more. The RSI is trying to turn up, and we're right now at the cusp of the 200 moving average. Last time we touched it, we briefly lost it, but we reclaimed it right away. Hopefully we can make another bounce up from here, and we are starting to get far away from this 21 moving average, which is at $51.61. So I think that for right now, we're trying to find some type of a bottom for IonQ and consolidate a little bit and then eventually make it back up. Us being away from the 21 moving average kind of tells me that we might even go up towards this 50 moving average, which is at $44, and wait for this 21 moving average to catch up to price if we are going to go lower, or we could just so slowly consolidate and eventually get back up here to higher prices. And the daily time frame, the stochastics are looking nice. We've been oversold here for a while. We're starting to point up. We are far away from the 21 moving average at $44.57. So it looks to me like maybe we could make a move up here. We do have a gap here in the VRVP, so we could possibly make it at least to this next node at $40. But right now I see a little relief rally coming for IonQ possibly. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. This is looking bearish. The 21 moving average crossed down on the 200 moving average, and we're starting to get a little toppy and we're starting to roll over. If we can't get back above this 21 moving average, I could see us having a little bit more downside here. On the 1-hour time frame, stochastics dragged here for a while. We finally rolled over, and look, we got rejected off of this 21 moving average. Ultimately, we want to get back above this 200 moving average at $48.36. If we cannot, then more downside could happen. On the 15-minute time frame, same type of deal. We got rejected off of the 21 moving average. Stochastics are kind of rolling over. Right now, major resistance is going to be this 200 moving average at $36.39. You see here the gap in the VRVP. If we could get above that, we could hit $37 here, and then we have another gap that could bring us up to about $40. So short term, I could see us making a move back up to $40, $44 if we could break this resistance of $36, $37. But longer term still, I could see us falling down, like I said, to this 200 moving average still at around $24. And I think from there we might get a bounce up. So overall, right now I'm still technically a little bit bearish. Slight relief rally, but I still think we might get a little bit lower and possibly hit levels below $30. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.